This is a 135-gallon tank. It's got 4 species in there. There's the Niagara Stuart Grante from Chidunga Rocks. There's Pseudochromis Malomo. There's Compatochromis Travase. And there's Protomelus species Steveni Imperial. I got these guys in November, and just have a look.
So these are all wild caught, Larry?
Yes, they're all wild caught. The tank's thinned out quite a bit. I slowed most of the groups off. There's still lots to go.
So if people want to check out your Facebook page, where do they go to that?
Malawi Cichlid Groups. I should say Malawi Cichlid Imports group. I usually have a list posted there, even though Facebook says you can't, post fish for sale. I just post my list, and it seems to be doing okay.
So you just have people like private message you for any inquiries?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it's been working okay. That's an 135-gallon tank. I got Niagara Koningseye in here, which is the Benji Blue Regal. There's a few Chapsachromis ceruleus, and there's another predator in there. Where they go? They're hiding there under the filter. Chromis Halotania. The peacocks have been for a while, so they're full growing. There's always a bit of a variety in age when they come in. Some are colored up, and some of them aren't colored. So, anyways, this is what I got left. I think there's 14 or 15 in the tank there. They're all kind of huddled up on the one side because I'm down at the other end of the tank, but the lights just come on a little while ago, so they're still a little bit huddled up. They'll spread out when they get fed, when they think they're going to get fed. Finicky fish. They know when somebody else is in the room too. It's a nice fish. They've been popular. Everybody comes up and noodles them, but I don't know why they're still here. They're an awesome looking fish.
So what do we got in this tank here, Larry?
That's a Niagara species Mason Reef. There's not a whole lot of these around. I have been selling them, and they're getting dispersed that way, but I've never really seen these up here before. I brought them in once before, but the guys that I guess are breeding them never spread them around much, or I'm not sure why. There's Compatochromis atropenis in the back there, and there's a Compressoceps in here because he was pounded on his girls. So he got moved into here. He's kind of in the penalty box for a little bit, and then he'll go back in with the girls. So the girls are all cleaned up now, so it's time to put them back. Doing good. There's 3 males and 3 female the Mason Reefs in there, so they've been producing a lot of fry. And I've been selling these guys now for about 6 or 8 months. It's a head turner. It's one of the head turners in the fish room. Everybody kind of always asks me what these guys are.
Definitely got my attention when I first saw them. I like the Compatochromis in there as well. That's another one you don't see very often.
Yeah, they get... I asked for a Compatochromis verdini, and they sent me atropenis. I guess they all kind of look the same before they color up. Because they've done that twice now. I got some in another tank that are much smaller. These guys are all full grown.
Very nice. So next door we have
Niagara Stuart Grante from the Sissia. It's one of the flavescent types. These guys are young still. I think they're about 3.5 inches. there was a female in there with a mouthful. I didn't bother stripping her. But what have we got left there? 3. Looks like there's 6 left. I think there's a couple of girls in there. The other ones are subdominant males that I haven't really colored up yet. It takes them a little while. It takes them a lot longer to color up the wild fish than they do in your aquarium, because when they color up in the wild, they have to maintain their own territory. So they tend to color up later in life. But they're an awesome fish. You know, they got the bright blue face and the nice yellow body, so they're nice fish once they grow out. They were popular. I sold most of them, you know, in the first couple of weeks after they come in. These guys weren't colored up, so they didn't sell.
And this tank over here, the decker.
This was my electric yellows, my wild group, and they're getting old and dilapidated and starting to die off. So I've added some first generation back into the mix. This is Alanacara aquilonium from Niagara Reef. I've brought these fish in wild a few years ago, and these are their first generation from wild. They're awesome. They're producing pretty good for me. It's a head turner in the fish room. Everybody kind of walks under my center beam here and then kind of does a turnaround. So anyways, I got lots of, actually I have quite a few orders lined up for these guys. I got a couple of small batches on the go right now. They used to be, the original wild group used to be like a seasonal spawner. They were from like November, December, January, February. These are Alanacara Stuart Granti. They're also called bicolor. They're called bicolor 500. They're sent in under Alanacara Milana. They were discovered by Mason Milana. Always a popular fish. Of course, when they come in, they weren't this colorful, but now they've all seemed to color up really nice. They've been trickling out. I think there's 12 or 14 there that are left. They're all ready to go. They've been breeding. I think there's one there with a mouthful. Really nice fish. Here's the big boy. That's Metriclima Painsleberry from Mason Reef, or Mason Reef Zebra, some people call them. It's my breeding group in there. There's at least two males in there and 3 or 4, maybe 5 females. There's also Pseudotrophes perilucos in there, males and females. A little bit bigger zebra, a little bit more aggressive. I got him in with some Pseudotrophes, so they seem to move a little bit quicker than he does, and everything works out. See, there's another mouthful there today. I just popped one the other night. I give them about 21 days, and then I pop them. And they're growing out in a 5-gallon tank now. They're all following me down to the one end of the tank there. They think it's feeding time. I don't use any sand or gravel. It's just too much extra to take care of here since I'm on a well. So everything's usually pretty bare. It's easier to maintain. You know, if they get too many feedings over a few days, you know, I can always go along and easily siphon off the excess mulm on the bottom. But it just makes for easier tank maintenance. I haven't had gravel in tanks or sand in tanks for years. Got to keep it easy when you got this many tanks.
How many tanks do you have in this fish room, Larry?
I think there's about 76. And if I get my knee done, it'll probably get bigger. There's always room for one more or 30 more, you know.
Yep, it never ends.
The never-ending fish room.
Yep. Well, there's always still new fish or new locations being found every year or every two, right?
Yeah, I think they pretty well stick to their regular collecting spots now. I don't think there's any more fish in the lake to be discovered. We might find a couple of new color variations. That's about it. But things are getting, in some areas of the lake, the fish are getting pretty thin from collecting and for the ornamental industry. I've noticed a big decline over the last 20 years that I've been going there. So,
would you attribute that to overfishing or just really the first thing you mentioned?
Overfishing from all the popular spots where the popular fish are. There's really no controls on it, and I think the biggest problem is that the guys in Malawi know that they're going to run out of fish if they keep collecting there, so they've either stopped or they changed things up. And the Tanzanian guys come in and they fish Malawi as well, and they just keep hammering the same spots all the time, so they're not giving them a chance to recuperate like the Solosi. My supplier, he doesn't collect there anymore. We've been taking them back out to the reef. He's been breeding them on the farm, and we've been replacing them on the reef. But in other spots, they're not doing that. Actually, I could probably name off quite a few around Mangano Island that are the quantities there are really in short supply. You used to see 20 or 30 fish, fighting for territory. You've seen one or two. So, keep your species pure. That's all I can say, because eventually they're going to be worth a lot of money, because there's just no way that they're going to be able to keep shipping them out the way they're going right now. I know what areas that I don't order from because I know they're in short supply, but not everybody knows that.
So you're doing your part by still getting the fish out there so everybody can enjoy them and keep them out there, but not purposely asking them to collect in areas that that are endangered.
Right.
That's good. Very good.
Like all the fish around Mangano, they're getting pretty scarce. I mean, when I dove there in 1999, there was thousands and thousands and thousands of fish there, but not anymore. It's pretty slim pickings there now.
Certain species, or just overall?
Well, Pseudotropheus cyan or Abdos, the electric blue Johanna, it's pretty rare there. The red cheek Trophiops and Metroclima publican, which is the old king sizey. There's not a lot of them there anymore. Pretty soon, I'm hopefully they just stop collecting there because it's not viable to go to these spots and the fish will recover.
It's just a very small.
I'm looking at the fish that are flashing around and being territorial, and you're not seeing many of those. That doesn't count what's in the rocks. So if they just, well, there's not many here anymore. We might as well not collect there. Or we didn't get many the last time, so we won't collect there. Maybe that might figure into. Hopefully they won't go there and collect the last few fish. There should be lots of fry down in the rocks. I think it'd be pretty hard to clean out some of these Zabuna entirely, but boy, the numbers are really down. And there's Metroclima assisi in there as well. Forgot about those. There's a trio in there. That's a 75-gallon tank, so 2 or 3 males in that tank. Everybody's cool. When it gets a little bit more crowded than that with males, then you have a lot more fighting. I certainly had a few tails mowed down. They grew back. Everybody seems to know their place. This is Capatochromis Gertzii from Gomez. They're usually a little more colorful the first thing in the morning, but we're into like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, so he's not really lit up. It's a nice little group in here. I think there's 9 fish. They're usually found deep at Gome or Chofu, right in the bay there. They usually, when I find them colored up, it's below 90 feet. I think most of my pictures I've taken are somewhere around about 130 feet. And these guys are pretty awesome. They started breeding for me. I got about 4 spawns on the go. There's a couple here that didn't hang on too long, but we'll see how the others do. Everybody, as soon as I let everybody know I got fry, everybody seems to, there's a big surge, I want that fish. And it's funny, because I had these on the list, 18 months ago, and although I sold a few excess males, nobody seemed to be interested. And now that they started breeding, everybody's interested. So I guess you guys are just gonna have to wait for fry now. In there as well, there's lemon jakes from Undue Reef. They're getting pretty old. They're up a little over 5 years old now. I think there's an odd female tiger Steveni in there as well. I'm just trying to get the lemon jakes going again. I haven't had any in a while, and they haven't been. When they get older, they don't seem to produce as much. I just got a couple of small spawns off them that I'm growing out for my future breeders. The Gertzai, they are a stunning fish. This guy here, he's probably 7 inches, maybe 8. They're in at 75. As I said, I think there's about 8 or 9 of them in there, and they've been breeding pretty steadily. I'm not sure if it's a seasonal thing or what, but it seems every month I've got a couple of mouthfuls. So far, so good.